The morning landscape of Galicia has to be experienced to be believed. It's completely quiet, except for the sounds of nature. Silence isn't the absence of noise, but the absence of man-made noise. And it seems to be a living presence that envelops us. It's a silence that clears the mind, like cotton for the soul, that's wary of the cacophony of modern life. The birds, light breeze, a dog barking somewhere. The quiet allows us to become attuned to the smallest sonic details, like the flutter of a bird's wings, or the distant tinkling of cowbells from pastures we can't see, or the mooing of these cute beasts in their barns. And you see an off-duty farm dog sleeping in the shade, but with half-open, watchful eyes, just in case. We're walking along farms with their idle tractors and agricultural devices whose usage escapes me, but they are being used. And anyway, where does farm end and village begin? We can smell the earthy scent of damp soil. And there's always the green moss softening the stones. And occasionally an insect flies by closely, and thereby demonstrating your perception of space and sound very well. What we can see here is the eternal dance between nature and the human hands that have shaped it over generations. And it seems like the stone walls and slate roofs of the villages we pass through are not impositions upon the landscape, but almost harmonious extensions of it, as if the earth itself had exhaled these structures into being. The slate stone that the buildings are made of remind me of the brittle layers of puff pastry, only more solid. but that's probably because there's a better word for it in French. Millefeuille, which literally means 1,000 sheets. And the resting tractors aren't just machines, but statues of steel, of the labor and perseverance that have sustained these communities for ages. And it becomes very clear that we're just temporary visitors in this ancient landscape. But we're also linked to the cycles of nature that have played out here for eons. But try as I might, my videos and photos or words can't possibly capture this immersive experience. You have to experience it to believe it. And you don't even have to believe it. You just have to experience it. That's a Galician morning for you. And then the path takes us through a small, dilapidated village called San Cristovo do Real. And this village is defined by the small tributaries of the forming river. The water comes from all directions and goes around and underneath the houses. It's a village made of water streams. And yet signs of life are rare these days. It's decaying facades, or just layered bricks or stones, and roof tiles sliding into disrepair. Serve as kind of a reminder that whatever we build are only sandcastles before the relentless tides of entropy. The water and time will eventually claim this village back. The stones will be dislodged and the walls will crumble until eventually the village is fully subsumed once more into nature's eternal continuum. Given enough time, these small streams will be eating away at the village's foundations. And claim its stones for its own riverbed. Here the forces that will one day raise even the mightiest of cities are playing out on an intimate scale. We're an insignificant speck in the cosmic choreography. And yesterday we walked upstream to find the river getting smaller and smaller. Today we can witness the formation of a river. So it's in reverse this time. We walk from the source to the river. As we walk, we pass many small trickles out of the rocks, or tributaries, like the embryonic gurgles of a river that's not yet born. And then they start converging and eventually form a wide and powerful rapids. And this spectacle too is on the order of geological timescales.